Straight to the point, back again. Hit the like, sub to the channel. Also hit the notifications to get all of my content, all of my videos. Salute to the whole entire LDBC, Lions Den basketball and boxing community. And salute to all of my subs rocking with me, day ones as well as my new subs. Um, Salute to all my haters too. Okay, much appreciated. Need the ladder. Um, Shout out to everybody that has already talked about this. I saw Too Raw speaking on this. Go sub to him. Also saw, of course, Dreamers Pro has talked about this. I think I saw Who is Hendo. Shout out to Who is Hendo too. Uh, Definitely go sub to their platforms too. What's up, Alex? See you in the building. Um, at this point, man, when we speak of Kawhi Leonard, it's not really coming to a surprise. Um, as you know, Shem Shariania did report that Kawhi Leonard is going to be out indefinitely as he's rehabbing his knee. Now, we knew early on, um, about a month ago, that Kawhi Leonard was gonna uh, have some surgery, have a procedure done. Now um, they're reporting that he's going to be out indefinitely. Okay. Uh, Look, man. A lot of people feel like Kawhi Leonard should have retired or called it a career maybe a couple of seasons prior. Now, I want people to understand something. Okay, I want to make this abundantly clear, especially when I talk about players and their injuries and stuff like that. I'm not talking down on the players. When I speak of Kawhi, the Kawhi Leonards, the Joel Embiid's, any of these players that get hurt. Okay. Uh, yeah, I know it is. It is black. Yep. And that's how it's gonna stay. Salute to you though. Um, you know, Listen. I, I'm coming from a place of the afterlife of a professional player, whether it be football, whether it be basketball, any other sport, because you still got to think about your livelihood. Everything good, Three Dragons. Thanks for asking, man. Appreciate it. Um, what people got to understand, man, is you know when you're constantly going through these surgeries, these injuries that you sustain, these injuries that happen to you, you're doing a, a great amount of wear and tear to your body, especially when it comes to a professional athlete, because they're playing at the highest level. They're doing it at the highest pace. They're doing it at the fastest pace. They're competing the hardest, and we're not gonna act like Kawhi Leonard hasn't, competed in big games. He's either, more often than none, he's either in the Western Conference Finals, or in or one on one occasion he was with the Toronto Raptors, so he was in the Eastern Conference Final. But then, of course, he went to the finals and won the final. But he's always in the mist, playing deep into the playoffs, so to speak. So it's not like he's checking out early in terms of him being knocked out of the playoffs or anything like that. He's competing at a high level. No, I agree. I agree, Cypress. You know, um, I think it's time. But see, when you say that, a lot of people they get so offended. They get mad. They get in their feelings. Um, when really, why can't it just be us us brothers looking out for the brother? You know what I'm saying? He has a condition that is not going to get better. Okay, we're talking about the degenerative knees, man. His it's not going to get better. And you running in an 82 plus game season. Then now they've added the addition to the format in terms of the the NBA Cup and the in season tournament, stuff like that. You're putting your body at so much risk, and then all the pressure that a lot of other people are putting on you to get out there and play and to perform at a higher level. Some of the guys that are on here, uh, I probably do actually care about Kawhi's well-being. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure his family does. I'm pretty sure a lot of people, like myself, um, are not the only one in Kawhi's ear telling him, "Okay, hey, look, man, it's about time." However, let me say this too. There might be a flip side to all of this too. Okay, there may be a flip side to all this too. Okay, now I'm all for not quitting. I'm all for giving it your all. I'm all for you doing your best to try to bounce back. You know what I'm saying? But in a case like this, you've consistently tried to bounce back. You've consistently had, you've had, a couple surgeries. You know what I'm saying? You've had to sit out. Both on the low managing and last year, they when they needed you in terms of the playoff, you were sitting out then. So you gotta look at this right now. You gotta say to yourself, should Kawhi continue to play and put himself at risk? Because all that's going to happen, more likely than none, it's going to be pretty much the same result. And you want him to be out there, to be ready to play, to be in the postseason and stuff. But then next thing you know, James Harden is going to have to play on his own and stuff like that, and he's probably gonna look at it like, well, man, I can't depend on this guy. And that's how a lot of people, have looked at it. That's probably how Paul George and Russell Westbrook and James Harden looked at it too, when 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 you were out last season against the Mavericks. So I just think at this point in time, man, I think Kawhi Leonard, man, should go ahead and, like Paul Pierce said, consider retirement. There's a lot of people urging that you just go ahead and just call it a career. Now, this isn't me hating. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of the Clippers fans out here. They think I'm hating on Kawhi. This channel, like I'm here to tell you right now, on this channel, one player that I'm not gonna hate on is Claw. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna call him by his what they call him as far as his nickname, I'm gonna call him Claw. I'm definitely not gonna hate on Claw. You know what I'm saying? Definitely not gonna hate on Kawhi Leonard. But what I am gonna say is, do you really feel like it's worth the risk for you to be out there? You know, everybody likes to talk about the duration of a player's career. You know what I'm saying? They like to talk about the accolades and what they've achieved and stuff like that. But there's a flip side to everything. And one of the things that a lot of people really don't talk about are the aches and pains after after playing a sport for an extremely long time. It's interesting, man, because I was looking at the movie Concussion with Will Smith. Now, I know that this doesn't pertain particularly to basketball, and it doesn't pertain particularly to Kawhi Leonard, but it does involve professional athletes. Uh, the guy Mike Webster, um, which was the first guy that unfortunately, um, had unalived, himself because of CTE. He had been playing a sport for 18 years. You know what I'm saying? He'd been playing that long, uh, with all the grit and the grind on the gridiron that it takes. So you got to think about it, all the injuries, all the banging of the head, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That a player consistently go through. Well, you have to think about that like in terms of basketball too. You got to think about this isn't the only injury that Kawhi Leonard has had. We know. Let's not forget that Jaja Pachulia took his feet out. We got to we got to think about that. That's not the he's had some other injuries. So I look at that, man, and I look at what he's going through right now, man, and I'm like, look, man, just enjoy your life, man. You're gonna be a Hall of Famer with 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 the criteria, especially with the criteria, and we've been on this Hall of Fame stuff right now, and this isn't any shade to the other inductees or the other guys that are eligible, but you'll get in with how the criteria is, and a lot of people already automatically feel like you're a Hall of Famer, man, because for one, you brought a championship, the only championship to the Toronto Raptors. Okay, for two, at one point in time, you were the best two-way player in the league. Okay, in terms of defense and offense, and and you are a Finals MVP, and on top of that, you have Defensive Player of the Year too. Now, do you have an MVP? No, but you have a Finals MVP. You got two Finals MVP, matter of fact. So yes, you're gonna get in there. Two chips, two Finals MVP, um, perennial All Star. You just were riddled with injuries. You had a knee problem that was out of your control. Now, I don't like to look at it from this standpoint, but I know a lot of guys are, and when I say this, a lot of people feel like, okay, you playing is a big letdown for the team more so than you helping the team. If that makes any sense. That's what I said about Joel Embiid. You know, like if you're gonna play, okay, what you should do is take a good, like an extreme amount of time, man. Take it off, let your body heal, get back. Now, of course, your rhythm is gonna be off. You're gonna have rust and everything, and then to come back and see what you could do. But all this, it's a repetitive cycle. It's like you're chasing your own tail. It's like a dog chasing its own tail. It's like um, he keeps spinning the wheel. It's the same thing every single season. It's the same thing every single season. Only difference is between him and a guy like Joel Embiid, who I talk about quite a bit, is the fact that Kawhi Leonard was saving him and was saved a lot of arguments or even talking points rather, is the fact that he does have he has the hardware. He has the hardware. A lot of guys don't have the hardware that were in his that might have been in this situation that had their careers cut short. And two that come right, well, the three that come right to mind are the guys that I was just recently talking about. Actually, four. I was talking about Amari Stoudemire, was talking about John Wall, um, talking about Tracy McGrady, and also, no, I think that, yeah, I think that was it. Oh yeah, uh, Jermaine O'Neal, Jermaine O'Neal. So, um, yeah, it's time for Kawhi to call it quit, man. Um, Go enjoy your family, man. Um, Enjoy life, man. Believe it or not, the, a lot of the NBA family, they want to act like they care. They want to pretend like you know they're gonna be there for you and stuff like that. But really, in all honesty, they don't care, man. Especially the fans. They could really care less, man. They care whether or not you're gonna show up. You're gonna give them 30 plus points. You're gonna give them a few rebounds, some steals, and lead their team to victory. But other than that, they don't care about you as a person. You know what I'm saying? They want to see Terminator. They want to see Claw. That's who they want to see. They don't care about what you got going on off the floor. They don't care about any of that stuff, unfortunately. You know, so you need to go home, go enjoy your life, go enjoy your time. Um, you're still young. You're there's a lot of people that retire early, like Danny Green. He went ahead and he retired. Now he's not a spring chicken or anything like that, but Danny Green at his age probably could have played a few more seasons, especially if you consider guys that are still playing like a LeBron and like a CP3. Yeah, so um, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that, man. I feel like Kawhi Leonard, man, he's spinning his wheels, man. He's spinning his wheels. He's going in the same old circle, and there hasn't been any true results. There hasn't been any light at the end of the tunnel the last couple of years. Like, okay, when he was load managing and stuff, that was fine for a while. because he did get two championships out of the deal. But then after that, ever since he's been to the Clippers, it's it's really just been downhill. It's really just been downhill. It's unfortunate, but we really. What's up, Angelo Bell? I see you in the building, man. How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing all right tonight, man. Yeah, we're talking about Kawhi right now, man. You know, he's gonna be, as you know, Kawhi Leonard is gonna be out indefinitely. Um, for an extended period of time. But yeah, this isn't good, and it's not good for the Sixers. I mean, not the Sixers, the Clippers organization. You know, they were hoping that they were going to have both Kawhi and James Harden at least at full strength, but now you got to start looking. Shout out to BJ and the Pull Up Podcast. He's a Sixers fan and everything, but Clippers fan. But I'm gonna say this to BJ. They got to think about going ahead and just moving away from from this era. Harden too. Harden too. Uh, Harden is showing his inability, or he's shown his inability to get it done when it really matters. He can no longer carry a team like that. I know he's lost weight and everything, but it's just time to go ahead and start off fresh. And you'll have to go ahead and cut your losses at this point, And I know Bomber, Steve Ballmer, like, yeah, yeah, a new arena, you got some couple new per uh, guys on the team, new personnel, but you also brought some of those guys back. But yeah, it's just time. I mean, you don't have you don't have Russell Westbrook or Paul George there anymore. So at this point, yeah, it's just time to move on. It's the same thing. And then this is what's gonna happen. He's gonna go out there. He's gonna play. He's gonna ball out. They'll be talking about Kawhi Leonard is an early an early candidate for MVP and all this other stuff. He'll be balling out there. Next thing you know, something else is gonna happen. Something else is gonna happen, and it's gonna happen at the wrong time. Like last season, that was the wrong time for Kawhi Leonard to be out. That was just the wrong time. So yeah, this is a big it's a big blow to the Clippers organization. Hell, it's a big blow for us too when we talk about Paul George. I know that we're not talking about Paul George, but they used to be teammates. But it's a big blow for our team too to have Paul George out like this too. I know some people gonna think I'm crazy for saying this too. Um, for as good as Paul George is, he's on the decline too. Paul George is on the decline. And I know that hurts some people's feelings, but he's on the decline. He's on the decline. If you're consistently getting hurt, you haven't even made it through preseason. You didn't even make it through preseason, man. that's a big sign, man. So yeah, I think he should consider it. But some people felt like Paul George should have retired when that dramatic injury had taken place. Some people really did feel that way. I like I said, I was unsure of whether he was gonna play again. You know, so yeah, I just wanted to give my thoughts on Kawhi Leonard. Um, Make sure y'all like the video, share it, subscribe, hit notifications too. Uh, Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. Shouts out to the whole entire Lions Den, basketball and boxing community. Until then, man, I'm out.